All right, guys, Yarcel Cycles here. Go ahead and grab a little bike. There we go, right there. And this is a BMX that I picked up from my local meet, swamp meet that is. And when I picked her up, there we go. I picked her up fairly cheap, but she needed bearings. And I was like, I could deal with that. But then I'm like, how much are bearings for these things? I don't even know how much they are. I don't even know where to buy them because there's a bike shortage and everything going on. Here are the cranks. The main reason I bought it was A, the price, and B, I like these pedals. I really like the pedals. But then I noticed something else. Besides the bearings missing, it's missing the 14mm lock nuts, and they didn't have air. Luckily, they are all holding air. I went to the bike shop, picked that up. Go ahead and put everything back together. And this right here was almost as much as all this. So you're like, well, how much you get the bike for? About 20 bucks. The nuts were about $2 each, which hopefully they fit. Yep, that one fits. I'll go ahead and put it on later. And come on. And that one fits. Now the question is, do I take off the bottom bracket? No! They don't fit. Damn it. Oh man. That sucks. Shit. That means I'm gonna have to go back to the bike shop tomorrow and see what they have. Also, no, guys, because of the pandemic, I know, pandemic, bike parts are kind of hard. So, damn. This sucks. This really, really sucks. So, guess I'm not doing this today. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, so this is my second attempt. I ended up going back to the bike shop, and there's a scrapper passing by. No bikes. So I ended up going back to the bike shop. Next time I took the frame with me, and it turns out it's not a low-end bike like I thought it was. It's actually a haro. It's pretty cool. I was like, dude, it doesn't have any markings. It doesn't have. He goes, no. He goes, it's a haro. It's a haro. I think he said it's a haro prestige, something like that. I don't know. I'll look it up later. So, what does that mean? Which means I needed nicer bearings. So originally the bike had loose ball bearings, and the guy's like, dude, there's no way it had loose ball bearings. I was like, dude, had loose ball bearings with the 3-piece threaded spine. He's like, all right. So I ended up getting these fancier ones, which are sealed, and I just messed them up. Of course I did. Still good. All right, they're still good. So it looks like they're gonna fit. There you go. Looks like they're gonna fit there. So the guy's like, dude, where'd you get this? I was like, bro, I got it at the swamp meet. I got it cheap. He's like, how cheap? I go, I got the bike for 20 bucks. With wheels. I was complete bike, it just needed bottom bearings, so I was hoping it would be a quick fix. Kinda is, kinda isn't, because the quick fix would have been the cheap fix would have been the loose ball setup. Now would have been done and the bike would have been sold already. But let me get some grease here. Because it's actually a better brand than I thought, which is a good thing. It is it is a good thing, but that means I had to buy not just the bearing kit, I had to buy the spline. So the guy said to put some grease on it, that way the bearing slides in nicer. Once again, this is not bike specific grease, this is just generic. It is synthetic. So if you're like, it's not, it's not Park pre-approved grease, and Park Tool approved grease. Let me say Park Pre because on my bike, but let me see if I could go ahead and put this bearing on really quick. Camera angles got you like, whoa. So I'm gonna put this part flat and put the bearing in here like that. And it's my first time actually using this compressor tool. And they do say not to do both bearings at the same time. Because of, how do they say that? Oh. So they say don't do both bearings at the same time, because if one of the bearings is not flushed when you're doing it, it's gonna mess it up. I should have got pliers. I do a lot of walking back and forth and I don't understand why, when I just should get everything I need at one point. I don't want to use those. I'm gonna use these. I don't want to use those either. Let me get these. Not the right tool. So not the right tool. So originally I was gonna try to do it with this tool, which will work, but I'm sure I have, that's what happens when you're, is it a 1 inch? No, it's gonna be a 9. It's gonna be this one. It's gonna be a 15/16, I'm hoping. Yep, okay. So it's my first time using this particular tool, and they say don't, hold up, there you go. They say don't use it to put in both the bearings at the same time. The reason being, in a minute, and I'll show you guys why right now. Alright, so they say not to use this both bearings at the same time because see how that one's flushed on this end and it's kind of not flush on that end, so it could damage the installation process. At least that's what they say, that's what I've been told. And then this way you guarantee that the bearing goes in nice and flushed. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. And now the bearing is nice and flushed. And because the bearing is nice and flushed, when you put the bearing on the other side, it's gonna have a nice flat surface. Okay. Next is going to be this step here. So I'm turning this one around to be on the flat side because the bearing's pretty big. Then I'm going to put the bearing on here, like that, and then I'm going to put this little spacer on there. I gotta get it tight, guys. So now this is gonna go in like that. So that's going in like this now. And there it goes. And now this side, once again, it's gonna go in like that. See how it has a nice level surface? So now this one, when it pulls in, it's gonna be nice and level as well. Right, so now that's on flushed. Right there. Let's go ahead and take it off now. Then it's tight. All right, guys. So next step is change the pads. Pads are completely worn. Luckily, I have this set of Odyssey see-through. Kind of cool pads. I was waiting for something nice to throw them on. I guess this one's the nice one. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the tires on her. It's the rear tire, that's the front tire, and then I'm gonna go ahead and reuse the same chain, but I'm gonna lube it up. So that's the plan for right now. Oh, here you go, I put the cranks back in. Put one spacer in there, and one spacer there. And luckily that's all I needed. So the next time I come back, she'll be completely done, and I'll give you a recap of her. All right, guys, so it is raining a little bit. You can tell the ground is wet, but we're gonna do a quick walkthrough on this guy right here that I just finished. So again, it was a quick score at my local swap meet. See the raindrops right there on the screen. There we go. And what we have here is a 20-inch BMX that, as always, is a budget build. Went a little bit over my budget when I had planned for it, but I think I'll be okay. I think I'll still be able to sell her and make some profit. From what I understand, it is a haro frame. The cranks don't have any stampings or name on it, so I don't really know what they are, but they are a 3-piece with a small sprocket in the front. Animal plastic pedals. This is one of the reasons why I bought the bike, was because I like these pedals. I might end up keeping these pedals, I'm not really sure. You could tell the chain's a little bit rusted. I did put some chain lube on her. She seems to be doing okay. Went for a little ride. Yes, I rode in the rain. She seems to be okay. 9-tooth in the back with a thicker axle. Is that 3/4 axle? 1/4. I think that's a 3/4 axle. If I'm wrong, let me know. Once again, not big on BMXing, so I could be completely wrong on all the terminology here. No name hub, no name rear wheel. Tire is a Kona tire, 20 by 195. U-brake style textural brakes, sorry. And I did replace the pads from Tecro to those clear cool stops. I think they look cool. How do they work? I don't know. It's raining, so I can't judge them in the rain. I can't. Little no-name C-clamp, steel C-post. The guy told me what kind of, whatever haro this is. That's the kind of seat it is. That's what the guy said. Starts with the P. Does have the 661 stickers, which when I first bought it, that's what I thought it was, but I was wrong. I would want to say the front end has had some work done to it. I don't think that's the original wheel, so I don't think it would have something that style in it. That many spokes, that's too many spokes for this particular type of bike. And I would assume that it would have the same diameter bolt axle as the back, which it does not. It has a regular, and then everything else is glossy. The front fork is matte black, so I'm thinking maybe they swapped it out, maybe they bent the fork, I don't know, you know. Little stem here has no name. It's been, I don't know if it's original to the bike or they did this with the, when they did the revamp on the front end. How many spacers is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 spacers right there. Front bolt action on the stem, so you can tell it's a little bit older. Chrome bars. I like the bars actually. I don't know, some things that like pop out and like, ooh, this is nice. Ooh, this is nice. The bars, the pedals, I really like. I don't like the grips. The grips looks like something that came off a little cheap store. I don't know, they probably had it like it was a kid's bike and then they took off the grips and put on this one. Not really sure, but here it is, guys. I'm calling it a haro. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Once again, if you know which haro this is, it's like a P on the seats. If you know what kind that is, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. I post more often, and sometimes my bikes don't make it on YouTube because I sell them on my IG. So, you know, just because you see a bike and then it's gone, usually I sold it off IG or one of my other platforms, Facebook, OfferUp, all that stuff. All right, guys, y'all still cycle out.